Yo, what is up everybody? It's your enthusiastic travel guide, and we are back with another video. Today we're about to take you on a journey to a place that looks like it's straight out of this world, the Lofoten Islands in Norway. Since you guys loved the last video about the top 10 things to do in Iceland, we decided to do the same for Lofoten in winter. We're talking northern lights, epic hikes, cozy villages, and a whole lot more. So buckle up, because we're diving headfirst into the top 10 things you absolutely have to experience in Lofoten this winter. Alright guys, let's kick things off with a bang, or should I say a celestial dance of light. That's right, we're talking about the northern lights, the holy grail of winter experiences in Lofoten. Imagine this, you're bundled up, maybe with a cup of hot cocoa in hand because it's freezing out here, and suddenly the sky explodes in this vibrant green, sometimes purple, sometimes pink, this wave of color just rippling across the sky. And Lofoten? It's an absolute prime spot to chase those elusive lights. You need clear dark skies and minimal light pollution to increase your chances of seeing them. But trust me, when you finally witness this spectacle of nature, it's worth every second of anticipation. My advice? Head to the beaches. Udaclave, Hawkland. These places are like open-air theaters for the Aurora show. Just find a spot away from the town lights, lay down on the snow, and let the magic unfold above you. Seriously guys, if you're in Lofoten during winter, hunting for the northern lights is non-negotiable. Next up, we're taking you to a place that looks like it jumped straight out of a fairy tale, Reine. This tiny fishing village is like the poster child for Lofoten's beauty. Imagine rows of these adorable bright red fishermen's cabins called roerbur, perched right on the edge of the water, and behind them, towering snow-capped mountains that seem to pierce the sky. The way the light hits the water, the reflections of the mountains in those red cabins, it's like something out of a dream. You can wander around this village for hours, just soaking it all in. Grab a coffee at one of the local cafes. Maybe try some fresh seafood, and just breathe in that fresh salty air. No matter what you do in Raina, just make sure your camera's charged because you're gonna want to capture every single angle of this place. Alright guys, it's time to lace up those hiking boots, because Lofoten isn't just about stunning views, it's about earning them too. We're talking epic trails that wind their way through snow-covered forests, alongside frozen lakes, and finally up to these panoramic vistas that'll leave you breathless. Now, I know what you're thinking, hiking in winter? Sounds intense. But that's part of the adventure, right? Just make sure you've got the proper gear, warm layers, waterproof everything, and maybe some hiking poles for those icy patches. One trail you absolutely can't miss is Reine. It's a steep climb, no doubt, but the panoramic view of Reine Fjord from the top, totally worth every bead of sweat. You're looking down at this incredible landscape of jagged peaks, that turquoise water, those red cabins. It's like a scene straight out of National Geographic. And hey, if you're not feeling up for a full-on hike, don't worry, there are plenty of easier trails around too, perfect for a leisurely stroll through the snowy wonderland. Alright guys, buckle up because this next adventure is gonna get your adrenaline pumping. Dog sledding. That's right, we're talking about harnessing up a team of powerful huskies and letting them whisk you away through the snowy wilderness. Talk about an authentic Arctic experience, right? You're bundled up in this sled, the wind is whipping through your hair, and all you hear is the sound of the dogs panting and the sled gliding over the snow. It's exhilarating, it's peaceful, it's unlike anything you've ever experienced before. And the best part? You get to connect with these incredible animals. Huskies, they're born to run, and you can feel their energy and enthusiasm the second they take off. Plus, they're super friendly, so make sure you give them some love before and after your ride. No matter what you choose, make sure you dress warm and get ready for an unforgettable adventure. Alright, all you adrenaline junkies and powder hounds, this one's for you. If you thought Lofoten was just about stunning landscapes and cozy villages, think again, because this place is a winter sports paradise. We're talking skiing and snowboarding down mountains that seem to plunge straight into the sea. Imagine carving fresh tracks down these pristine slopes, with the wind in your hair and the most epic backdrop you could ever imagine. Lofoten might not have the mega resorts of the Alps, but that's part of its charm. It's all about that raw, untouched beauty, that feeling of being completely immersed in nature. One spot you definitely don't want to miss is Ski Lofoten. Whether you're a seasoned pro or a first-timer, strapping on some skis or a snowboard and hitting the slopes in Lofoten is an experience you won't soon forget. Okay, after all that adventure, it's time to slow things down and soak in some of that charming Lofoten culture. And there's no better place to do that than in the region's picturesque fishing villages. These tiny hamlets nestled between the mountains and the sea are like stepping back in time. We're talking colorful wooden houses perched on stilts over the water, fishing boats bobbing gently in the harbor, and the smell of salt and seaweed in the air. One village you absolutely have to visit is Hamnøy. This place is postcard perfect, especially in winter, when the brightly colored houses stand out against the backdrop of snow-covered mountains. Take a stroll along the harbor, watch the fishermen bring in their catch of the day, and maybe even snag a photo of one of the local cats lounging on a fishing net. Many of the traditional rorber have been converted into cozy guest houses, so you can actually experience what it's like to live like a local. Alright guys, if you're anything like me, you're probably already snapping photos like crazy. And for good reason. Lofoten in winter is a photographer's dream come true. The light here is unlike anywhere else, especially during the golden hours around sunrise and sunset. We're talking soft, ethereal light that paints the mountains and fjords in these incredible hues of pink, purple, and orange. And then there's the scenery itself. Jagged, snow-capped peaks reflected in the still waters of the fjords, those colorful fishing villages with their brightly painted houses, the northern lights dancing across the night sky. Every corner you turn is another opportunity for that perfect shot. Experiment with different angles, play with the light, and capture the mood and atmosphere of this incredible place. Whether you're a seasoned pro with a fancy camera or just snapping pics on your phone, you're guaranteed to come home with some frame-worthy shots. Alright guys, all this exploring is bound to work up an appetite, right? Good thing Lofoten's got you covered with some seriously delicious food. We're talking fresh off the boat seafood, hearty stews to warm you up from the inside out, and cozy cafes where you can refuel after a long day of adventures. First things first, you can't come to Lofoten and not try the seafood. This is the place to indulge in fresh cod, salmon, and maybe even some more adventurous options like whale or seal meat if you're feeling daring. One of my favorite things to do is grab a fish burger from a local spot and devour it by the harbor, taking in the salty air and the incredible views. And to top it all off, make sure you try some lefse, a traditional Norwegian flatbread that's often served with butter, sugar, and cinnamon. Alright guys, Lofoten isn't just about stunning scenery and delicious food. It's also got a rich history and culture just waiting to be explored. So take a break from all the outdoor adventures and dive into the fascinating stories that have shaped this incredible region. One of the coolest ways to do that is by visiting the Lofoten Viking Museum, also known as the Lofoten Viking Museum. This place is like stepping back in time. They've got this incredible reconstruction of a Viking chieftain's house, which is over 80 meters long. You can walk through the halls, imagine what life was like back then, and maybe even try on some Viking armor. Talk about a history lesson that comes to life. Alright guys, we've covered a lot of ground in Lofoten, but we're not done yet. This last adventure is for all you nature lovers out there. Because believe it or not, even in the depths of winter, Lofoten is teeming with wildlife. Now I'm not gonna lie, spotting some of these creatures can be a matter of luck, but hey, that's part of the thrill, right? One animal you've got a good chance of seeing is the majestic reindeer. These guys roam free in the mountains, and you might even spot them grazing near the roadsides. Just remember to admire them from a distance and respect their space. And then, there's the incredible bird life. Lofoten is a haven for seabirds, especially during the winter months. Head to the coastlines and keep your eyes peeled for puffins, eagles, and maybe even the elusive sea eagle. And there you have it guys, our top 10 winter adventures in Lofoten, Norway. From chasing the northern lights to exploring charming fishing villages, this place has it all. Whether you're an adrenaline junkie, a nature enthusiast, or just looking for a unique and unforgettable travel experience, Lofoten in winter will blow you away. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more travel adventures. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload. Until next time, keep exploring.